Welcome to Hooked on Linux. This is my very first official recording to this brand new channel. The other channel I operate is Odd Jobs, Rimigoche, and that one is basically a how-to handyman, do-it-yourself. It's wild. I love doing that kind of stuff. But for this new channel, Hooked on Linux, but it's mostly about the adventure of changing operating systems. Hopefully in this series we're going to make it easy for users to use Linux, and bit by bit we'll go through a few things to make it easy. Let's see, first things first, I think we're going to just talk about the operating system. So when you have Windows or you have Mac, you're stuck with the operating system that matches the hardware that you have. I never understood it either. I didn't get it. But with Linux, it doesn't matter what your hardware is. The operating system is going to work with what you've got. Hopefully give you the best that you can. Do you need to know some stuff? Well, yeah, but you can kind of figure it out as you go along, but don't be intimidated right off the hop. So let's see, I booted up with Linux Mint right away, and let's go, we'll actually go through it. We are going to start Linux Mint right here. There, and it just starts, and it's going to go through the thing. If you're a Windows user, you're familiar with this kind of stuff, a whole bunch of nonsense that you don't understand anyway. Errors are going to show up. Don't worry about it. When an error happens, here it's looking at the hardware that you have and deciding what to do about it. Keep going. It's loading. Okay, so there, and it just opened up. So if I go over here and I hit install Linux Mint, it's going to want to install it on my system. I don't want to do that. I want to leave it there on the virtual machine. But we just want to show you a few things that Linux Mint can do for you here. So it looks pretty good. Right now I'm going to just change the background just to let you know that you can do all kinds of things. It's very, very user friendly. You got all these beautiful wallpapers that you can use and all that kind of stuff. And Wilma is the release. The latest release is called Wilma. Linux is kind of like Android, where it gives names to its operating system so that you feel more at home. Let's use this one because it looks very nice. Okay, and it's clean and bright, and I like clean and bright. Seems the older you get, the cleaner and brighter you like things. So within Linux Mint, when you open up this, we're just going to go through a few buttons to show you how easy it is to navigate. You can shut down the computer. This will also restart the computer and suspend the computer. No different than Windows. This is a log in, log out feature. So if I could go to log out a switch user, or cancel it. So you can, if I go to switch user, it's going to give a live session user, which is what we're doing now. We're just doing a live. And that's, or we can go the default software rendering and Wayland. So when it says experimental, they're just simply saying that they're still working on this type of, it's not a real operating system, it's more like a skin or a desktop environment or something. So I'm not familiar with that. It's experimental. I looked at it briefly a little while ago and I didn't see anything exciting about it. Software rendering uses a lot of background resources because it'll constantly be sending data back to the Linux Mint team so that they can analyze how Linux Mint is operating in the real world. And then the Cinnamon default is what you're running. Right, so that's your desktop environment. And then here we're just gonna log in. Anyway, so this is the default Cinnamon Mint. That's what that button shows you. Lock the screen. I don't know why anybody locks the screen. I really don't. File manager, it's just called files. It's no different than what you operate on Windows. Little caveat here, I have never used a Mac machine or an Apple machine. I'm not versed in that at all. I know nothing about them. So I'm sorry if I sound like I'm ignoring Mac users. I'm not. I just don't use Mac. A terminal. If you're the same age as I am or older, you will remember a time when, to fix a lot of problems on Windows, you would exit to a DOS window. And with DOS, which is disk operating system. And terminal to me is very similar to this. And this is where the operating system, the heart of the operating system, is in here. Linux Mint is a lot more user friendly than other distributions from what I understand, and the need to use this system, this terminal, is less and less. You don't need it as much as I guess you would with other ones. So if you know what your commands are, then you can use them in. I don't ever remember what commands are. I just don't have enough brain capacity, I guess, to store all this information. So I don't. Whenever I'm trying to download or install new software or any kind of things like that, I search it out, find it online, and on the Linux forums or wherever, and sometimes even like Wikipedia just puts it out there. Or Wiki, Wiki. They just put it out there like this is what you got to do, and you just copy and paste and let the system do their thing. So that's terminal. I don't use it a lot, but when I do use it, I really don't understand what I'm doing. This is your system settings, your control panel. I guess that's what they called it in Windows, control panel. And it got everything. The background that we just changed, you can do it from here. Effects are Windows, like how Windows react, how things, not necessarily how things look, but enabling and disabling Windows effects. What's this got? Effects on dialog boxes, effects on menus, blah 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 blah. This is stuff I've never looked into doing this because I just basically accepted what I got. Whoops. Let's put that back on. Oh, that's the software manager. That's not what I want to do. I wanted to do control manager right there. Software manager. That's our next step. Different themes. Themes are color patterns and things of that nature. It's going to take a long time to boot up on this because I'm running an emulator or a virtual machine. Rather not a it's not on my hard drive. I should just do it on my hard drive, but I don't want to show you all my shit either. So there's a styles. I don't know what all these different styles are, but you can make up all your colors, light, dark, mixed, what have you, on and on. And then your preferences, your accessibility, account details, all that kind of stuff. Hot corners have I don't know if I ever enable this corner. What does a hot corner actually do? I think it I don't know what a hot corner does. Maybe that's you know what? I wish I had a notebook up here. I should just take notes. Actually, that's a great idea. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go over here with this. I'm going to go on this. Alright. Great idea. This is a good idea. I'm gonna make this is a topic. So you guys are helping me here. The very first video I put out, I want to show you guys that I want to show everybody out there that Linux is a viable and easy to use operating system to get out of Windows. So this one is hot corners. Hot corners. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep notes as I go. And other input devices, things of that nature. I never knew what a desk jet was either. I'll figure that out too. That kind of stuff. Then you're looking at the hardware. So every time that Linux boots up, it syncs all your hardware. So like Bluetooth, your whatever color CPUs you have in there, your disk, all this stuff. It's awesome. So so like display, it recognizes, because I'm only running on one monitor with the whatever, but it recognizes all these things. So that's no different than your other control panel, your firewall, login window, your users, driver manager. I never looked at driver manager looking for drivers. These are what's known as proprietary drivers. I think that's what they're called, and they're for specific hardware. The way Linux handles drivers is a little different than Windows, and I don't really understand it. And if you want to understand that technical stuff, you can go look for it yourself. I don't think looking for drivers. Keep looking. Not doing it. I'm not wasting my time on that. So that's that. Right. So that's system settings. That's easy to go to. The next one here is software manager. Software manager is, once you get to know this is your friend. This is your friend here. So software manager immediately goes online and looks for all of the Linux Mint software and locations and where it is. So this does everything. So I can look here, I can say these are all the stuff. And when you're looking for it, I want to search, let's say I want to look for audio something. I just type in audio, Ubuntu Studio audio plugins, audio tube, which is YouTube music, different things, Tenacity, record and edit audio files. I have always used Audacity, but it's nice to have Audacity and Tenacity. So I've not used that. That's another great thing. That's a head-to-head. I'm going to do a head-to-head. Tenacity and Audacity. Right, and we can do that kind of stuff. So these are all of the software that replaces other software. Now, like Audacity, if you use any kind of audio software, Audacity is an audio mixer, tuner, all that kind of stuff, and editing software, and it's available on all operating systems, so you'd be aware of it, right? And there's like all kinds of wild and wonderful things. So that's audio, but they have different stuff. There's Audacity right there. So all of your software can be had here. See, there's one here called Fonts. I just used that earlier this morning to upload a particular font that I wanted. And these things, if I clicked on this one, it'll actually, it's designed to install it. So we'll install the software that you're doing. So you won't be using the terminal to do that. There's fonts, blah blah blah, all this stuff. It's exciting. So when you're looking for this kind of stuff, go online. So you go over here on Firefox and you'll type in something like let's just put golf game for Linux. See, I always put the old for Linux on it, and then it'll give me all this. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at all these Linux golf games that I'll never play. Okay, so there's never putt. So see this, it says Linux Mint Community, never putt. And they will install it from there. But if you were to type up here, it's not doing its thing. Oh, there it is, searching. Okay, there's never putt. And you see, it's going to give you a install button up here as well, and it's going to install it. So we're going to put it here, and it's going to be install, and then open the link. Sorry, I zipped right through that, and I shouldn't have. You should be reading all these things. Install never putt, yes. It might ask you for a password, your administrator password. When you install, when you do the install on your machine, as the process opens up, you'll be prompted to do all these different things. And when I'll do that in a later video, because it's just challenging to do the screen recording while you're installing an operating system. But I'm gonna see what I can do. There's guys out there that do it. So if you're interested in seeing the whole install procedure, I know Switch to Linux does it. I love that guy. So you can go to Switch to Linux. He'll help you out with that. And there's hundreds, literally hundreds of other Linux guys there. Every single one of them speaks Linux. I might be the only guy out here that speaks common, like us. Okay, so anyway, that's installed. You didn't have to do anything fancy, but this is how the software manager works. That's it. So what's after software manager? Firefox. All right. So standard stuff. This is everything that just comes along with it in. You can play with all of these as you like. The web browser, gestures. One thing, yeah, all these different things. These, like Hypnotics. Who does this? Hypnotics is a live TV viewer. So you can watch live television that is available on the internet, and it's all, it just keeps it all together. So you can watch TV channels, you can watch movie channels, you can watch series. I mean, you don't get to pick and choose your movies. You just watch whatever's playing. And the same with the TVs. This says it's got 1,600 channels. This is where, if you're going to watch this, you have to adjust your firewall settings. Some of them you're not able to watch. But, I mean, you can, if you're Croatian, you can watch some Croatian TV without having to pay outrageous fees to the cable company, right? So this is something that I'm gonna do another full feature on it. It's called Hypnotic. See, this is how clever Linux is. They call this Hypnotics TV because they realize that television is a programming tool, and so they hypnotize you and program your mind. There you go. I can't believe I said that lie. It's not. Okay, so those are different things. And they break it up so that it's easy to find everything that you're doing, right? And that's it. And that's basically looks like Windows operating system on Mint. Congratulations, there it is. And I better power that off. Hold on. Is it off? I think it's off. Did I power it off yet? Linux Mint. Close. Power off the machine. Okay. That's it. No more instances are running. And so that's the Linux Mint operating system. It's kind of cool. This is the one that I run, and the series I'll be probably going through different things. If you're using Linux Mint, or if you're using any Linux operating system and you want to look at certain softwares that are available for Linux and you're not sure how to navigate through it, drop me a line down below. Maybe we'll investigate it. I like doing this kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, this was me years ago on Windows, and the security privacy issue. So if you're operating Windows and you go online and you need to protect yourself from Trojans, you need to protect yourself from viruses and all this garbage and nonsense. I have never experienced anything like that since migrating to Linux. Everything is open source, and if you don't understand what open source is not corporate. So it's not like they're, well, they could be corporate. I don't really understand a lot of it myself. So I just kind of wing it. And don't need that. Man. Yeah, I just wing it. And but to me, open source means that you can actually look at the back end if you're so inclined and make your own rules. And everything is complete disclosure on the software, so you know what you're dealing with. And a lot of the software, you go into the preferences and the settings or configuration or whatever areas of it, and you can check off every box. Check. Don't track me. Don't share my information. If this thing crashes, don't have to send a notice, right? So you don't get those kinds of options elsewhere. So your security is a bit better. Your privacy is a lot better. Yeah, that's the best reason to go to Linux, is your privacy and security. Anyway, I guess that's all I'm going to say about this today. This was my Linux Mint starting point of this Hooked on Linux. Down below in the playlist, you're going to see a playlist that says Odd Jobs. I think it's going to call Odd Jobs, and in there is videos, computer related videos that I did when I on my Odd Jobs channel. You can check out Odd Jobs Rimigochi. Link is down below in the description as well. This, give that one a thumbs up. Follow that guy. Follow that guy. He's okay. He's okay. But thanks for watching this one. I kind of talked on and on, but I'm very excited to share the experience of using Linux without being a super geek. Right. I love it. Anyway, good night.